Hello, welcome to another edition of Malkier Talks. So today I'm not cooking in the kitchen, I'm doing another book tag. So you may have seen me do the accepted test a while ago. That was the book tag set up by the booktuber Riddimer. Also does lots of Wheel of Time stuff as well. Well, Lezbi Nerdy has done one in this time and it's called The Way Back. Now, Jen didn't specifically tag me in this, but she does think of me as Malkier's sexiest chef, so I thought it would be okay if I hopped in and gave it a go. Ooh. All right. So before we get going too much, I want to say a massive thank you. So I've actually managed to do a fundraiser to get new equipment, and that equipment came today. So I have a nice fancy ring light going on there, so you can see this mug a bit better. I have a nice mic arm going on there as opposed to the little stand I had before, and I've got a new fancy computer. I've got bits up here, and I got a hard drive. Also, it's great fun. So this is going to make my editing a lot better, a lot smoother, and hopefully I can make more content for you. But we'll crack straight into it. I wanted to make something straight away. I didn't have anything prepared for food, so I was like, let's do the book tag that Jen did, because why not? We'll dive straight into it. So, question number 1 on the book tag: who are your favorite and least favorite couple in the Wheel of Time? Now, I'm going to go least favorite first because I just, I like to start on the bad things and in a high note. And I've got to say, Egwene and Gawain are my least favorite couple. I just think... Now, they're all very much lovey-dovey in the beginning, and then it just seems to go a bit weird. And I'm not really sure why. I don't understand why it goes so weird for them. And, it's a very strange thing to see their interactions, and I don't really get it. I mean, I see why he's confused, because she was all sort of like, and now it's just like, I'm the boss, and I want you, but I don't want you to be in my water, but, don't hide outside, but I won't give you anything else to do, and yeah, it's very confusing. My favorite couple, in the romantic sense, Lan and Nynaeve. I think they have some wonderful lines together, a wonderful bond, lots of competition. It's very entertaining to watch, and, it's just very sweet. Just the things they do for each other, and the lines they have. Like, bravo, Robert Jordan, you did good there. Favorite actual couple of people? I've got to say I like Matt and Talmanis. I just think they're very entertaining, especially when we get Talmanis' sense of humor at the end there. I just think they work well together. But I've done a whole thing on relationships, so I put a lot of things together. But yeah, that is question number 1. Question 2. What is an unimportant or small moment that you hope they keep for the show? Now, I know some people may not think that this is very small or unimportant. Some people may think, oh, I don't even care about that at all. But for me, I think this is a small thing, but I love it. And it's the way the 3 boys interact with each other when it comes to girls. They're always looking at each other thinking like, oh my God, they're so much better than I am. Oh my God, he'd know what to do with this situation. Oh my God, I've got 3 wives. What do I do? Like, dude, you've got 3 wives. Like, whoa, what happened there? But I love them all. Okay, I do. No, I'm not sure where I'm going there. Sorry. But yeah, it's very entertaining the way they always think, oh, I wish Rand was here. He'd know what to do with girls. Or, oh my God, Perrin and Matt know what they're doing and I don't. Like, look, Perrin's married, and even Matt's married accidentally to a slave trader. Ew. But yeah, I just think it's a great thing between good interaction for the boys, and it's very entertaining. I'm going to keep hitting this. I need to get used to this. I used to have a little stand, and it was just there in front of me, and I could move my arms around. I'm very physical when I talk, and this just goes donk. But yeah, sorry. The moment between the boys. That's what I hope they keep in the show. Question 3. What is one of your favorite funny moments from the books? Now, I genuinely was talking about this just the other day with the ladies from Road to Tarvalon podcast. They came to guest on my podcast, and we talked about side characters, or it was called Side Character Segue. And this was one of the characters that got raised. Now, this was raised by Amber, but I think it's hilarious. It's Nerim, when he is sewing up a wound on Matt's leg. I think after the battle where they met the golem or something of that sort of nature. I can't remember exactly when. But Nerim is tending to Matt's wounds and hurts Matt, unintentionally, intentionally. Who knows? Nerim's sarcastic piece of shit. Not a piece of shit. Sarcastic guy, just brilliant. And sarcastic as shit. There we go. We'll say that. And it's so funny. It's like, damn it, Nero, my leg is not a side of beef. Yes, as my lord commands, his leg is not a side of beef. Yes, it's just the sarcasm, the way that's written is just hilarious. He's so cool. He's just like, yeah, okay, whatever, fine. Like, I know it's not a leg of beef, but I need to sew you up because you're bloody bleeding all over the clothes again. Ugh, more blood, sire. Really? Blood is so difficult to remove from clothes. And it's just, yeah. I think it's great. It's entertaining. It's hilarious. It always makes me laugh. I genuinely laughed out loud the first time I read it. I wasn't alone in my room reading it at the time. I was around other people, and they did look at me like, oh, what's that weird? Has he got some sort of weird 3,000-year-old man talking in his head type thing? No, just a very cool man from Georgia who decided to write a book was talking in my head of, funny sewing up a leg moment. So, yeah, that's my favorite bit from the books. Question 4. What is a moment from the Wheel of Time that makes you cry or tear up? Now, there are quite a few moments in there that, tug at the old heartstrings, particularly when Nynaeve is trying to find people to help Lan on his journey to Tywin's Gap. Huge heartstrings being tugged there. Lots of moments that just really get you. But for me, it's got to be Birgitte right at the end when she's pretty much lost all of her memories and she has no idea what's going on really. And it's just, she's forgotten Guidal Cain, she's forgotten her histories, her journeys, her trials, her tribulations, her experiences with Egwene and Aviendha. And it's so painful to watch. It's, the Wheel of Time, she's got Alzheimer's basically. She's just losing everything and she has no idea what's happening, who people are, and right at the end, then she dies as well. It just makes me really sad, and then you get that big uplifting moment that follows. But yeah, definitely a bit of a tearjerker for me there with Birgitte. I love her. I think she's a great character. Question number 5. What is your favourite quote from the Wheel of Time? Now, my favourite quote is, it's not, you would think it would be like, death is lighter than a feather, duty heavier than a mountain. And I love that. That's a beautiful quote. And there's many others that are like that. But I also really, really enjoyed this particular quote because it gives an outlook on life that I hope I could have even in the gravest of times. And that quote is from Fires of Heaven. If you must mount the gallows, give a jest to the crowd, a coin to the hangman, and make the drop with a smile on your lips. And I just think that's beautiful. I think it's a great quote, a great way to look at life. That even shit's gone absolutely to hell on you. Do you know what? Make a joke. Pay the guy who's doing his job, even if he's, screwing you over. And, put a smile on that face and just let's get through this. Like, let's do what must be done and just carry on with life. Or not in that particular case, but you get what I'm saying. I think it's a great quote. And a great way to live. So that is my choice for number 5. Question 6. What is a missed opportunity with the one power? Now, I've watched a couple of people do this book tag, and I know there's things like, travel, transportation, sending messages via mini gateways, things of that. And I'm like, they're good. But I think armor. Now, I'm not thinking physical armor. I know the Aes Sedai can't make weapons. Quick side note there, they can't make weapons, but why can't they make armor that can, stop anything? Like, you got power rock weapons that never need sharpening. What about armor that doesn't, get dented or anything? Side point there. But anyway, you're not using it to, I suppose unless the guy uses it to kill someone else, but yeah, it's armor. You don't really do that. Anyway. I'm talking about like using the power as the armor itself, like a shield of air and things of that nature. Surely that, you're surrounded by a batch of Trollocs and you're like, oh, do you know what? I'll just, encircle myself in air, send it 100 feet up in the air, leave myself a little breathing tube at the top and they can sit there and do what they like, but I'm safe and sound. Like, hello, why was that not a thing? That needs to, like, what? Really? Yeah, I think they've missed the trick there. And you can tie weaves off. So surely you could wrap some air around certain parts of your cavalry or your foot soldiers or your archers or whatever and tie the weave off, and then you don't have to maintain the weave. But they have that weave around them. Like, you could pin it to them. You can find as weaves, for example, that Elaine uses on her thief to, track down Oh God, names are eluding me right now. Sorry, but yeah, she does the whole finding things on the metal. Surely, you mean weaves can be tied to things, and you don't have to maintain them afterwards. So surely that can be done with like a shield of air or things of that nature. And then also something else occurred to me, like cooking. People don't cook with the power. All right, the Black Tower boys do, but just say smithing. You know, yes, power up weapons. I get that, but see where I'm going with this. First off, hot items. Now, surely, if you encased your hands in a flexible glove of air and fire, the air would protect your hands from actually touching the hot object, and the fire could help you draw the heat away. Oven gloves. I'm just throwing it out there. Smithing gloves. Don't have to have those tongs. You can actually hold. I don't know. Is it going to work? I think there's a couple of missed opportunities there. Just things on the body with the one power. You've definitely missed out, and you need to be putting that in there. I'm sorry. It's too good to not have, traveling's good, sending messages good, yep, sweet, but, let's have these other bits and pieces. I mean, I don't want to be carrying around oven gloves constantly. Like, if I could just pick something straight up when I'm cooking, bam, I'm a happy man. So, don't know what that accent was. Sorry. Question 7. Besides Varen, who is your favourite secondary character? Now, I genuinely did a podcast on this, and it might be out by the time this video is out. It might not be. It might be out shortly afterwards. But I recorded yesterday with the ladies from Road to Tarvalon, and it was, as I mentioned earlier, side character segues. And we each talked about our 3 favourite side characters. And there's a poll to follow for those of you who follow my podcast and my Twitter. And some of the ones I mentioned there, I really enjoyed. And I'm going to pick one of them for this question. So my favourite secondary character who's not Varen wasn't in my 3, by the way. And I do be picking Bail Doman. Now, I love Talmanis. I love, there's so many side characters that are just brilliant. And, I could have picked many of them. I'm sure you have some that you love yourself. But I do be loving Bail Doman. Like, he is a resident pirate of the show. And he seems to be everywhere. He pops up, he rescues random Matt and Tom. He's there in Farmer when, shit's going down with Elaine and Egwene and everything there. All right, he doesn't rescue them, but he's still there. His interactions with Aeginan and their relationship, which is great to see. And, one of the relationships that really Robert Jordan nailed, and he wasn't the greatest at romance. We all know that, but oof. Just so much fun to watch those two, I have to say. And just the way he acts. He's a decent guy. He's hardworking. Yes, he's a smuggler. He's got a bit of a naughty side. But, does that really matter? Like, he's a hardworking man. He's a decent man. He's got an obsession with old things. I mean, who would have known if you dug through his ship, you'd have found all of those, like, an Aes Sedai seal and all sorts of other things. Quendiar, just a really, really interesting, rich, complex character. And to top that off, every national talk like a pirate day, this entire fandom do be talking like Bail Doman, by my blessed mother, they do be. All day long. So our resident pirate is my winner there for the best secondary character. And I do be willing to fight with you if you don't agree. Question 8. What is a theory you had while reading that was wrong? Now, this is not so much a theory as more of a pondering, and there's many things I didn't see coming. When I read the books, it was just me. I didn't have this fandom. I didn't know other people that have read the books. As a bit of an add to that, I have since not only just made 2 people start reading the books, one of which is Null, who comes on my podcast, but I've since then discovered 2 other people who have read the books, or I've started reading the books recently, and they're like, oh wow, this is really good. I'm really getting into it. And I'm like, wow, okay, so 2020 comes around, everyone stays at home, and I find a fandom, and I'm like, this is amazing. And then I start meeting people in real life as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy about it, but like, where were they 10 years ago? 20 years ago? Well, 15 years ago. Wait, 20 years ago. Yeah, where were they 20 years ago when I started reading this series? Time is slipping by. What a crazy just time it is. Anyway, so I didn't have anyone to share theories with, so I didn't really sit there and theorize a lot. I just kind of let myself get sucked in and enjoy the world. But there was one character that really caught my eye, and I was like, there's something about you, and it's Andral. Great character. Love his interactions with Pavara, but he's been some places. He has done some jobs. I mean, this guy's got a CV longer than a current, millennial going on. Sorry, I'm making jokes. I'm not. Sorry to any millennials out there. I'm just making it. But I mean, seriously, his CV, like, that's going to be a long ass CV, isn't it? Like, he has been everywhere. It feels like he has tried all sorts of jobs, never happy, never settled. And I was like, it doesn't sound like he's been on lots of adventures, but this dude just makes me think, like, Jane Fast Rider? It's always going places, doing a thing, seems to be around forever. Andro can channel. Chandler's lived for a long time. I was like, It's very mysterious about his past. Little bits just dribble out. I was seeing a connection. I wasn't there just like, here's Jane Fast Rider. And I love the way it was Noel. I didn't see that coming. And yeah. By the way, Noel and Tom, they would make a great couple. Just throwing it out there. But yeah, like, I was like, there's something about him. Like, his history's gonna come up. There's, people are gonna know him or something, something along the Jane Fast Rider lines, and that was where I went with it. And obviously, I was completely wrong. And Andro is a kick-ass character, but his history doesn't really come into it. He's just kind of done a lot and seen a lot of the world and been a lot of places and tried a lot of things. But yeah, that's kind of one thing I was thinking of that turned out to be nil point, as they say to England in the Eurovision. But yeah, that was my theory. Question 9. What is your favourite Wheel of Time culture and why? Now, I've been asked this question before, so it was kind of easy for me to answer. It's not the Borderlanders, it's not Malkir, although they are great cultures. I love the Aiel. I think the Aiel are a fabulous culture. They're so complex, they're so just they're nuanced, and yet there's so much we get told about them and we still don't know. Giotto. Oh my god, the things you can get wrong with Giotto. You can end up shine to your new mother-in-law before you've even been married because you offered a cup of water too soon or something bizarre like that. It's crazy. The honor and obligation in that, and I just, it's a glorious system. Their freedom of just culture, people can be pretty much whatever they want to be. I mean, there's polyamorous relationships going on, there's monogamous relationships going on, there's people being single their entire lives and just having casual sex because why not? Like, be free, be safe, and just live your life however you choose to. So you want to be in a throuple, you want to be just a couple, you want to be a soloist, you want to, I don't know, fucking live in a house with 20 people and have 500 kids. Go do that. You've basically started the clan. And I think it's just very, very glorious. They seem to find a balance with their environment. All right, the environment's very harsh, but you don't see themselves driving themselves into starvation, and obviously they can die of these things because the waste and have a lot, but they've got to be balanced as a result of that. So they're very in touch with their environment. They're not wasteful. They prize reading. They prize wood, for building of, chairs and furniture and things like that. And, they don't have money per se, they barter and things. And it's a very nice culture. I think it's very balanced. And as long as you can handle a spear and you can learn a bit of Giotto, or a fair bit, I would imagine is probably the best idea. Then, yeah, you're solid. And yeah, there's just so much fun. And I want to learn Aiel humor. I'm dabbling in it. I don't think I'm that funny in it yet. My tam jokes aren't quite up to the Aiel level, but it's going to be fun. We'll get there at some point. But yeah, Aiels. Aiels? B-I-E-L. Both singular and plural. And I think they're wonderful. So yeah, that's my pick. All right, question 10. Who is a character from another book that would make a good Amelin seat? Now, I had to think long and hard about this. This is not a question I'd considered. But, I mean, a good character maker Warder I seem to pop up with quite quickly. So I was like, I should be able to think of something. So I started thinking of really, really awesome, strong female characters I've read in other books. But I didn't want just Zin from Mistborn. I didn't just want someone like, oh, they're young, they're the main protagonist of the story. And that's obviously, they've been written to be strong and things like that. I wanted almost like a side character type thing. I wanted, not the obvious ones. And there was a lady that popped into my head. And I thought, do you know what? I think I've nailed this. I think I might possibly, Jen, watch yourself. I think I may have found almost the best answer you could to this question. Are you ready for this? Professor Minerva McGonagall. Ta-da! I think she would be amazing. She's basically Amelin C of Hogwarts. I mean, she ends up being headmistress. And she's just... She rules. She is so good. She has a soft side. She's authoritarian. You know, she's balanced. She's fair. She's passionate. So she will look after you when you're ill and injured. Like, you know, she's into that. I mean, all right, first off, chick deals with magic all day long. Like, and she deals with school kids. She can keep some women in line who have magical powers. Like, she's nailed that. But yeah, healing. Yes, absolutely. She's very caring, very loving, very nurturing, all those sorts of things. Now, is she Green Aja? Oh, yes, this woman can kick ass. Absolutely. Blue Aja, she passionate about causes? Most definitely. You know, she's like, I gotta join Dumbledore's army. She was an unofficial member, basically. All right, who else we got? Brown, is she knowledgeable? Fuck yes, is she knowledgeable. She teaches transfiguration, for Christ's sake. That's not an easy subject. She can turn herself into a cat. Also, side notes, cats love Aes Sedai. She'd be queen of the cats in Tavalon as well, wouldn't she? So, who else we got? We've done Browns. White. I feel like she can be a very logical woman. She doesn't deal with Tish-Tosh very much. She's good at that sort of stuff. Red. Well, Death Eaters. There we go. Death Eaters. Ha 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 ha. Love it. And who have I missed? Grays. Mediating. Oh, she's a teacher. Of course she mediates stuff, you know, like negotiate things. Done. Deals with kids all day long. Miss, the dragon ate my homework. No, it didn't, but we'll make a deal about how you're going to get that done and make some extra credit up, won't we? Yes. She, like Egwene, would be very balanced. And, you know, she's never been a novice. She's never been accepted. So, you know, just, she can be Aes Sedai. She can be Amelin C. It's fine. It's all good. I think she'd be brilliant. She's got plenty of years left in her. Go for it. Just kick ass. Love it. Done. Deal. Signed. Over. Jen, you lose. Maybe. Feeling a bit. No, it's McGonagall. I'm awesome. She's got it. I've nailed it. Done. All right. Last but not least, it is time to tag other content creators. So, firstly, if you're watching this and you want to give it a go yourself, dive in. I wasn't tagged. I took liberties. I was like, Jen, I'm doing it anyway. I like what you've done. I like your questions. What am I doing with that? What? I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm going to tag a couple people now. So I am going to tag Guidance and Traveler. You know, no, I'll tell you who they are. That is Brother Dan and Brother Ryan. Actually, the way I said the first names, Brother Ryan and Brother Dan. Brother Ryan is Guidance, Brother Dan is Traveler. You'll have to ask them or watch their podcast to find out why. Great podcast, by the way. Very entertaining. I've been on the show. It's good fun. You need to watch it. With their first-time reader, Gravel, who also I named. Yeah, I like the guys. We're good friends. Anyway, Brother Ryan, Brother Dan, I tag you to do this. Now, you can do this together. You can do this separately. You probably can't get Todd involved, but that's fine because you do spoiler sections that you don't include Todd with. Dan, you want to write a song. Ryan, you're going to do rap or some kind of, I don't know, something with it. Go for it. Like, boys, I think you have a great view on the series. I loved having you on my podcast when we talked Two Rivers Politics, and I think some of these things you would have cracking answers for, and I would love to see what you say. So, Brian, Dan, get on this. I will tag you in this. Also, if you're interested and you want to see Lesbi Nerdies, I will tag Jen in this because she is the one who set this up, and just go have a look because she's got some awesome content as well. Like, if you haven't seen it, you've been living under a rock. It's amazing. That's pretty much it. That is all the questions that Jen set up. I hope you've enjoyed my answers. I hope you've liked what I said. Let me know who you would pick. Please, I want to know. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. I'm not, but let me know if you think I'm wrong. Go ahead. Hit the like button if you liked it. Dislike if you feel I'm a Muppet and McGonagall's going to make a crap Amelin. You're wrong. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that bell. I've got new fancy equipment. I'm going to make more videos. You'll need to hear when I'm coming. Oh, ding, ding, ding. Hit that bell. Yeah. Also, if you haven't heard my podcast that I've talked about today, head over to any good podcasting station. Search for Mount Kier Talks. You can't miss it. It's the same blue logo you see on everything I do. And yeah, I have so many guests on. Jen, you need to come on and be a guest at some point, and I'm sure we can find something. You have a few opinions about Wheel of Time. I feel like we could discuss something. You've probably got a bit of a wacky theory out there we can talk about. I do theories. We do chinwags, relationships, all sorts. The slog's not a slog. Fight me. All sorts of things. So yeah, check out that. If you like dad jokes, I do Tam jokes on Twitter. You've missed out on the Great Tam Search 2020, but there'll be another one next year. Don't you worry. And yeah, that's always good fun. Alternatively, if you want to support what I do, you just love the YouTubing, there is food coming, by the way. I've got a grilled cheese coming next week, or a cheese toasty as we call it here, and a beef stew. It's mentioned very early in the books. In fact, my first time reader, Null, mentioned it. So yeah, I've done a twist on that, and that's coming. Almond bunt cake. Not sure how. The guy who gives Rand and Matt a ride, I've been tasked with an almond bunt cake. Eventually, I might get video from the Black Tower Boys and you can see the cake I made for them. But if not, check out their live stream because it's on there from their birthday celebrations. Happy birthday again, boys. It was a great night. Got so drunk. And yeah, I've got other things in the way. I've got, I want to make some nachos and some other regular meals, but with a Wheel of Time twist, so to speak. Plus, as well as dishes that I just mentioned in the book. So next, I'll find Narg to get me some goat. He seems a bit off for getting me goat. He feels like I'm killing a brother or something. But I need goat to make spicy goat, i.e. with stew. So, yeah, there are lots of things coming for the channel. If you want to support those things, I mean, obviously, I'm getting some support because I managed to get new equipment. Thank you to my patrons. You can join them on Patreon. Yes, I have a Patreon account. Patreon.com/Malkia Talks. Lots of fun tiers there, mostly around the podcasting. You get benefits there, but there will be YouTube stuff coming once I get consistency there, and you get I'm throwing in more benefits. There's multiple levels you can join, from very small amounts to wild huge amounts if you're a lunatic and far too much money to throw around and you like what I do. Any level of support is appreciated. If you just want to get a little bit of merchandise, you're like, I want something that says Malkia Talks, I've got you covered. I've got a frosted mug. I've got a regular mug. I've got more things in the works, like cookware. Go over to newcreationsbyjen.com/Malkit Talks and you can see my stuff there. More things are coming soon all the time. Obviously, this worldwide situation is slowing a few things up. But yeah, I've ordered myself a frosted mug. It's on the way here soon, so you'll see me drinking out of that occasionally. And yeah, that's about it. So all the details are in the notes, the description to the video. So head down all my details. You can find Where the Leaf Boys there and Lezbi Nerdies. If you haven't checked them out, please check them out. And yeah, like, subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.